Hi, I'm Lori Vallone, Pack Leader at Doggone Good Consulting. Together with Suki, Loki, and Isaac, we bring you Doggone Basics, a series of short videos on fundamental topics in Power Apps and Power Automate. These videos are designed so that you can learn the basics of Power Apps or Power Automate, or you can use them to refresh your memory on certain concepts as you need them. Today's topic is the Power Apps application types. So let's dive in. There's three types of applications you can build with Power Apps: the portal, a model-driven app, and a Canvas app. Let's take a brief look at each type of app, and then I'll tell you where my focus is going to be in this series of videos. First, let's take a look at the portal app. Portal apps are designed to fill the need to interface with external clients. When Power Apps first started, you had to have an account to be able to authenticate to use the applications that were built, which meant you couldn't use them for externally facing things like you would a website. Portals changes that. Portals gives you the ability to allow anonymous access to a site. It looks just like a regular website, a website you might build somewhere else. The interface to build it, however, looks very much like a standard Power Apps Canvas app studio experience, except that there are a lot less building blocks and things are couched in terms of the way you'd expect them to for a website. You're talking about pages and about, when you look at it as we were doing here a second ago, we were browsing the website. You can add pages and child pages with various types and formats. You can add different types of portal components, but the set of things that you can add is much smaller than the things you can add with a Canvas application. Okay. So they're really designed to address two completely different audiences. The portal app is designed to be predominantly an externally facing, a website type interface. The second type of an application is the model-driven app. Model-driven apps are built starting with a data model and with business processes. The interface here is more of the classic Dynamics 365 interface, and so if you're a Dynamics 365 user, then this is probably very familiar. If you came into Power Apps and started with a Canvas app, this looks very, very foreign. Because I'm one of those that came through Canvas app, this environment is rather foreign to me. It is not one that I probably will dive in and do a whole lot with. I also don't use CDS, Common Data Service, on which a lot of these, the data model that underlies this lives. But if you are someone who does use CDS, if you're familiar with Dynamics, then this may be a good choice for you. You can very, very quickly put together an application. Here's an example of an orders application that has been built using the model-driven interface. The whole environment looks significantly different from the environment you might have with a Canvas app. Not to say you couldn't build an interface that look like this in Canvas apps, but this is kind of the standard look and feel and the interface for a model-driven app. The third type of an app is the Canvas app, and that's where I'm going to spend my focus in this course, because to me the Canvas app gives you the most flexibility. It's where you can make your app be anything you want. You can build it for a phone, a tablet, a desktop. Frankly, all the apps that I build are for desktop applications, but it doesn't mean they could not be used in other environments. It's better if they're optimized for one or the other. But Canvas apps give you just this huge range of tools and controls that you can use. You can make a Canvas app look like absolutely anything you want. You can make it very, very basic. You can make it quite fancy. I've seen quite a range in apps that have been developed. And as just a quick example, here is my restaurant sample app. We used this in the last video. And this is just a very simple app with really right now one screen. I've got a second one here, but it's just for the purposes of debugging. But this particular application has a gallery that allows me to display the records in my list. It has some label fields. It has some shapes. It has a variety of different components, or in bad choice of words, components has a special meaning in Power Apps, of controls that have been used to put together this application. And when I play it, I have looking at it is a web application. Some people may just refer to it as a website, but it is internally focused. There is now the ability to have guest users who are users outside your organization use an app, but they still have to be explicitly permitted to access the app. It's still not like a portal where it's wide open and anybody can access the application. So for me, the Canvas app provides the maximum flexibility to be able to connect it to any type of data and to make the screens look any way I want, and that's going to be the focus of our future videos in the Doggone Basics series. I hope you found this brief introduction to the types of applications helpful, and hope you'll come back for another episode.